We're here with MJ, Mike, and Lilly from Shahs of Sunset. Congratulations, guys, on season 3. MJ, let's start with you. You've been with the cast since the beginning. What does this season bring?
A lot of personal change for all of us. We've got our own careers and our love lives and everything to chase down, and it's been a real, strong hustle for us to get to where we're going.
Mike, the same thing. You're an original cast member.
Yes.
What's new this season?
Oh, this is the best season by far. I mean, we're really pulling back some layers that we had before on the show and really diving deep into our lives. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot more drama, a lot more chaos, more boys.
Less boys.
Girl. Yeah, it's nuts.
And Lilly, no longer the new girl.
No.
Tell us how it is being, a returning cast member and not having to deal with all the pressure of being the new kid on the block.
What do you mean? I think I'll eternally be the new kid on the block in this group. It's really hard. They've known each other for years. They have this incredible bond, this incredible friendship, and I'm still the new girl. I'm still the outsider. But you'll see us working on our relationships and ups and downs and everything else. So you'll see me trying to
love her. She's such a great addition to the show.
I like holding the mic.
You're doing such a great job too. Maybe we found your calling.
I think I did.
Oh my goodness.
Finally, good for something.
There you go. MJ, I want to ask you, you just mentioned that this season's all about personal growth. How are you different, now than you were just a year ago?
Well, I thought that I had a very easy life, and the only thing I had to do was wake up in the morning, show a house, collect a check, and I really didn't know that there was so much more to what I wanted out of life, and it really blindsided me. And I think that the show was the catalyst for that introspection, and just my mom and my status as a single girl and being really career driven, and then now wanting these more traditional things to happen to me in my life as well. That wasn't who I was when I first came on the show. And now, gosh, cameras will be there and I'm going to be reliving it and kind of grateful for the experience.
We've all grown up. We're a year older. We're a year wiser. We've really realized what we want to do with our lives. And, I think it's such a fun adult show this season. It's really amazing, to really watch the transformation of all of our lives over the past 3 years. And how we've grown is amazing. And for the audience to be a part of that, is so special, and we get to relive it again now by watching it, and really, it takes me back. I'm like, wow, that's amazing where we've come.
You get to see.
I'm really proud of this
we've
season.
Documented our growth in the last few years, and they're crucial years. Your 30s are a lot of significant change. I think happens.
Yeah. So I turned 30 this season on the show, which everyone will get to see. I threw myself a little party.
Understated.
Yeah, very understated. No, understated is overrated. That's the theme of season 3. So, I deal with that as a woman, what it's like to turn 30, and I kind of reflect on my life, the past, and where I want to go in the future.
Now, you mentioned understated is overrated is another theme this season. I want to know, what is the most overstated thing that you own? MJ, let's start with you.
My mom doesn't let me, but I do own some really massive rocks. One is an emerald. It's about 14 carats. But because most of my most valuable jewelry just falls off my neck and into the ocean, I rarely get to visit it, only behind glass.
Right. Mike, what's the most overstated thing that you own?
Personally, I like to travel. I don't really own tangible goods because I think it is overrated, and I like to travel, eat good.
His dole. His package, that's his most understated and overrated
There you go.
ever.
It's definitely not overrated.
Lilly, what about you?
I have a lot of glitzy things, but my most outrageous is Coconut, because that bitch is a diva, and she's just over the top, larger than life. She's a star.
There's nothing wrong with having, some nicer things in life, I think, especially if you earned it.
Absolutely.
But on the flip side of it, some people kind of criticize the show maybe for being too much about, at least on the surface, a little bit superficial. Has there ever been a time in your life that you struggled financially and been in a tough situation? MJ, let's start with you.
Knock on wood, no. But I always worry about it, just like any other person would. I always think that, nothing should be taken for granted in life. We have survived a double recession, and so I really think that being a person who saves money and makes money and always, is active in the workforce is a very normal thought that we all have. Even though we came from wealth, we don't rely on our parents for that. We're very motivated and ambitious. And I don't think that there's really anything superficial. Just because we do have really outrageous lifestyles, we're also like totally raw. And all of the things that we go through are so extremely emotional and extremely brave and courageous of us to share so unfiltered with, the cameras. So.
Right.
Sorry, but yeah.
That's a short answer.
It's really
No, it's interesting to know.
passionate,
I want to
yeah.
know about the tough times as well as the good times,
let
right?
me
Because that's
tell
what
you.
makes you, right?
I'm self-made. I
Yeah.
moved to Vegas without a thing. I dropped out of college, out of law school to pursue a career in real estate, and I lost everything. And that was the most humbling moment of my life, to come back from a city that I ruled for so long with nothing to show for it,
Yeah.
and actually being in debt and starting again. I went through a depression for many years, and finally I'm on the upswing of things, just because of the drive and perseverance that I had, where I wasn't going to let anything stop me. And now what you're seeing is the outcome of years and years and years of hard work. And a champion is not made in the ring. It's the training that got him to the ring is really what makes a person a champion. And I think we're all champions because we are all self-made.
That was a sexy,
Thank you.
honest answer.
What about you, Lilly?
So
Any
for
tough
me,
times?
I grew up a very simple childhood. I was not wealthy. I grew up in Texas. I mean, dirt bikes and camping and the whole 9 yards. I watched my parents become entrepreneurs and become self-made millionaires, and that was the most inspiring thing for me, to see two people that had nothing, that didn't speak English, to build the American dream for themselves, showed me that if they can do it, anybody can do it. And so that's just really motivated me in my adult life to just use all of the resources that I have to become successful myself.
Yeah, our parents definitely had a lot more hurdles.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially our families, they didn't even speak English. I mean,
Yeah.
my dad came here with broken English, $500 in his pocket,
Exactly.
a wife and a child, and he had to fend for himself.
Right.
We all have different backgrounds. I mean, my parents have been here since the early 60s, and they were, educated here and fluent in English and everything before they got here. So we don't all have the same, but that's what makes us, kind of rich in our differences as well as those things we have in common.